Hello GTX, how you doing? Yes, hello everyone. Finally got going. Just had to announce the stream on a Discord. Right, this is live, guys. We're ready to go. The thumbnail matches what we're seeing here. Yeah, this is us, I think. Uh-oh. Oh, where's my flight sim? Okay, I think we got it. Give me a second. Are we moving? Yes, we are. There we go. We got it. Right. I don't know what my frame rates are right now, but I've got quite a few things running. Obviously, OBS and the sim, and we have lots of other flight sim stuff going on. But anyway, hopefully this is going to be a nice flight. Now you can see we're at London City Airport, so it's not Heathrow or Gatwick. So there's no jetways, and I don't think there's even any stairs. So we're just going to have to pretend that the passengers can get on the plane. I've got the flight plan already filed. I'm just going to hopefully try and get this thing off the ground fairly soon. And yeah, we'll just go from there. All right. As for passengers, though, yeah, I think if there's no visible stairs here, maybe they'll appear out of nowhere. Let's have a look. Does it even do it here, though? Jet bridge is no good. What if I click on that? Don't think it's going to put stairs here. I mean, there is no jetway. There just isn't one. I suppose I could open the door, and people can make their own way in. I just wondered what that creak was. I have a program running called FS Realistic, which is making those sound effects. Let's have a look up here and see if we can get it from this. Yeah, no, it doesn't magically make stairs appear. I thought it might, or at least summon a truck over. But I don't think it's going to do that. I'm not going to worry about it. I am going to worry about taking off. Well, actually, we're taking off away from London. There's London over there. So we're going to be taking off away from London. We're going to be taking off from here. So a very super short taxi. All right, let's get the thing fired up then. So batteries on, external power on just for now. I'm going to arm the exit doors, and we'll get the nav lights on, we'll get the wing lights, put the strobe onto auto. Hey Gumbo, good morning. Rusty, good morning Commanders and Rusty. Today is loading up the truck, so oh okay, cool, making some progress. Nice. That's a hell of a journey you've got in front of you, man. Wow. Jesus, 11 days of driving. 11 days, not hours. No, days. That's hellish gumbo. Well, good on you, man. So, I like to light up the panels, whether we need to or not. I always like brightly lit. Not just the monitors here, but the integrated lights here. These, just in case it gets a bit dark up there, because it looks like it's a little tiny bit grey. I mean, where I am in the UK, it's sunny. So this is, yeah, I guess this is. Sky looks pretty representative. They seem to have gotten rid of those popcorn-looking clouds in Sim Update 9, which is very, very good, very nice. I wondered why that was so dim. There we go. Right. So, what is the air pressure here? Let's just set that, get that done. So let's import SimBrief flight plan. And the pressure here is 1031 millibars. So let's put this here into the other mode and set it to 1031. And Geneva, I believe, is 1411. Sorry, I better make that clear what I'm saying. The runway is 1411 feet above sea level, so I'm going to set that to 6, which I believe is going to be the thing. The speed will change from 100 later on as we put the performance figures in. Ibex the Goat! Hey, live long and prosper. Yeah, it's going to be a good trip. It's going to be, you've got to make the most of it. Just take it easy. Yep, take it easy. Don't get road rage. And yeah, just enjoy it, that basically. Alright, so what's left to do then? Nothing much there. So let's get the flight plan and stuff in. We'll do an init and init. Oh, that's the right way, init. Now, so Geneva in Switzerland is where we're going to. It's about an hour's flight, so it's not really a big one. By the time we get up, it'll be time to come down again. And if for some reason we can't land at Geneva for whatever, maybe weather or something, then the alternative airport is Zurich. I'll be fine with Zurich. That's fine. Nice. Okay, there we go. And that is Zurich, the alternative airport. Now, I should point out that BA2287, which is our flight number, British Airways 2287 from London City to Geneva, is a real live flight, which I think has just happened a couple of hours ago. Oh my God, we're going to be taking up to 39,000, really? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, this is a real flight that happened today. What I don't know is whether that flight was in an Airbus A320. But ours will be, so there you go. Right, into the flight plan then. I know that lid, I know that's correct. Now coming in, I'm just looking at my, do we have the takeoff airport here? Hold on, departure. We're departing at, what? 9:27. Hold on, let me just confirm that, guys, because I thought it was different. Bear with me. Oh no, okay, sorry, I'm getting confused with the, yeah, it is, it's 9. I was getting confused with the arrival airport. So yeah, 9, and we're going out via, let me just get the bloody route again. lid 5U, which I think is already on the flight plan. Lid 5U. Oh my Christ almighty, stop doing that. I'm changing that sound.
For your kind donation of £5. Take care everyone, we'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Gumbo. Appreciate that. Oh my God. I'm changing that sound. It's enough now. Thank you, Gums. Cheers, man. Right. Sweetness. Okay. Thank you, Gumbo. Appreciate it, sir. Have a good and safe trip. Have a safe trip. Okay, so we will be arriving ILS 04 via. Now I know we're coming in via Indis and Belka, but I don't know whether. Oh, now is it this one? Hold on, and I'll get the information. Well, Lusar 2N is the first one, so let's see if that's here. Lusar 2N via. Oh, there are no vias. Okay. Maybe it puts it in on its own. Okay, let's go to the flight plan, see if it puts it in. I know, according to the charts, that there should be Indis Belka before we're landing on the runway. Are we getting that? Let's have a look. Oh, manual. I don't like that. There's Indis and there's Belka. Alright, so we need to clear this manual bit. This is the bit where the plane wants me to fly it manually. That's not going to happen. There we go. Alright, so we should have a flight plan. So if we switch to the flight plan mode, and let me just click flight plan again so it goes to the beginning of the screen. And now let's just whiz through to make sure that we got no issues. It looks all okay. I just want to make sure there's just no brakes. That's a weird little diversion there, but okay. Yeah, I know. I should have got people on board, shouldn't I? And then it's this, and then we just do that run in via Indis. And at Indis we need to be at 7,000 feet here, but I think the plane will know that. Let's put the constraints on. Okay, right. Anyway, let's get people on board. I should have done that before, really, but we'll do it now. Atsu, AOC. Hey, Andy K, how are you, sir? Oh, normally takes 2 days. Oh, wow. Oh, I see. The trip is 2 days, but you're stretching it out. Yeah. I've driven 2 days in 27 hours, but there was me and another driver. I did UK to Gibraltar, which was 1,500 miles. And yeah, 27 hours it took us. Had a couple of hours sleep in between. You do drive fatigue. Now I've only booked 93 passengers on board, so they're going to get started now. And as they're loading up, I'll just make some final checks to make sure we're all okay on this end. Flight plan is filed, so as they're getting on board, let's go back to the init page here. Go to the next page. Actually, we can't put the fuels or the performance figures in until these guys are on board, so we'll wait for that. Block fuel is not correct. Let's fuel the plane up to the correct block fuel. So let's go. I can never remember where everything is. So the block fuel should be here. It will be here. As you can see, 5424. So fuel, and we just type in. It's confusing, this 9524. I think that's the maximum that the plane's allowed. I'm not sure, but we certainly don't have that in. So 5424. No, actually, that is half a tank. But if I put 5424, you'll see we're going to get a bit more, I think. There you go. So I'm not quite sure what that number is. It's not 50%, maybe, because I think when you start a flight, you start with 50% fuel. Right, I think that's it. So we need to put the fuel in here. Oh, it's right. So we got 5420 there. So that's we're going to put 54.2 here. But again, I'm going to wait for the passengers to get on board. Let's just. Okay. I don't know what she says there. It sounds like firing computer to me. But that's everybody on board now. So we'll calculate the zero fuel weight. The fuel planning, there's no point doing it because it's going to put the wrong number in. So it's 54.2. Block fuel. And we should get extra time here, I hope.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, on behalf of myself, your captain, the first officer, and cabin crew,
that's a lot,
to welcome you aboard our flight.
Isn't it?
We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to see the final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
This is a lot of extra fuel. That. Okay. But okay, we'll go with it. Right, I'm going to take off flaps 2 today because I don't know the length of the runway. I didn't look, but it looks a shortish one, so we're going to take over the flaps 2. And we'll put our speeds in. Transition altitude is 6,000 feet. Transition altitude on the Geneva is 7,000. And the runway, as I said, is 1,411 feet above sea level. So we have to take that into consideration. Decision altitude is going to be 206, I think. Yeah. So decision altitude is 1,607 feet. And in brackets, 206. And the reason for that is because of the runway being 1,411 above sea level. So if you take the decision altitude of 1617, subtract 206, you'll get 1411. Yeah. So that makes sense to me, but I think the altitude on here shows the actual, like when we land, this should show 1411, more or less on here, is what I mean. So, yeah. Right, I think we're ready. Shortest taxi in the world here, because this is our runway. We're going to be going out that way, and we just need to taxi. Now there's no tug here to reverse us out, but we should be good to go anyway. Alright, let's just finish off up here then. Let's just enable all the fuel pumps so we can get the engine started. No white lights showing. No. APU on. Beacon on because we're about to start the engine.
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
No smoking set to auto. Seatbelts on. Probably don't need to put the seatbelts on until you until you start taxiing. Put the taxi runway lights on. APU on bleed, as I guessed it was available. Well, we should see it powering up, I hope.
Once again, we'd like to welcome you on board. Your safety is our top priority, so we appreciate a few minutes of your attention while we demonstrate the safety features of
I'm going to wait for this to kick in,
information card in your seatback pocket.
because I think I put the APU on too soon.
Insert the flat metal edge into the buckle and pull on the strap to tighten. To release, just lift the top flap of the buckle. Please keep your seatbelt fastened low and tight and pressure left.
Oh, it's opened up. We're good. We're good.
Your life vest is in a pouch under your seat. If you strap
All right.
the pouch,
I think we're good.
wrap the strap around your waist. Secure the buckle.
So, engine on to ignition,
Are you ready to see aircraft replacement cycling?
and let's get a pushback.
While going into the tubes on both sides, a locator light on the shoulder will turn on automatically in weather, and remember never place your vest inside the aircraft. This Airbus A320
I like to do this from outside, even though we can't hear the safety briefing. I don't think it's going to apply to us. So we need to immediately, I think I'd like to slow this tug down just a little. Okay.
There is a change in cabin pressure for oxygen vents will drop above our head. Runway 12 minutes.
We're not exactly on the taxiway, but I'm okay with that. Let's hear the engine start. And it looks like we have a good engine. Start engine 1 and enable the TCAS.
We'll be adjusting main cabin lights for departure. If you need your attention, land and left your driver, make sure you have a comfortable flight. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy the experience.
This is fairly new, this ignition thing. Just to remind us to put the switch back to normal mode afterwards. Hey Roger, how you doing, matey? How you doing, sir? Alright. No, I've just noticed the Royal Mail sticker on the back there for some reason. That's it. So, now we can turn off the APU. Not quite sure what frame rates are like at the moment here, but... And we can put myself back in place here. I did a flight literally at 5 o'clock this morning in real time from Leeds to Newcastle Airport, which is in the north of England, and literally the sun was coming up. But I did it in a Cessna 414 and I did it in VR, and it was pretty epic. But the visibility for landing, I had to go around and try it twice. It was nasty, the visibility. It wasn't good at all. Okay, so seatbelts, no portable devices is set, parking brake is set, and APU is available. That's it. We're all good to go. Let's go taxi. Now, are we taking that first or the second one? Well, it's not going to matter. I think we can take either, to be honest. So, hey, Laurent, how you doing? Alright, brakes are off. We've got a car going into the sky there on the left, but that's weird. Maybe it is sky. Lots of road traffic here. Well, I'm just going to have to go through him because I haven't got time to wait for the AI game. Go under my wing. I'll take care of him. Put him under my wing here. Right. This is a pretty short runway. I'm assuming an Airbus can take off from there. It's certainly better. What's the other thing? Cabin, yeah, I knew that. I thought there was something else. Again, we don't get the flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff. Okay, so flaps 2, which I think we're at, yep. Flaps 2 we have. Takeoff config test, normal. So if I selected in my performance file here, flaps 2, which is what I did, and I was only on flaps 1, and I did a takeoff config test, it should beep at me to tell me, hey, you're not on the right flap setting. So it should tell us that. Alright, I'm going to have to get some thrust into this thing. It's going to beep at me, I reckon, but I want to get some thrust going here before I release the brakes. There we go. It didn't beep. Right, I've got full power going here. This looks a very short runway to me. And we have a little bit of left hand going on. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Just about. The frame rate should clear up a little. OBS isn't helping, of course, but... Okay, gear up. retract to flaps 1. Autopilot can go on now. And flaps retracted. Bye bye London. Wow, look at the mist. Bringing back the throttles to climb. Do we have a flight constraint here? Because this plane's leveled out at... oh yeah, there we go, 3,000. So it knows to stay within those constraints. 210 knots though? Yeah, you see it's armed 210 knots here. Oh, it's going for 210. I don't think we should be doing that, but it seems a bit slow, but that's what it's going for. Yeah, I don't think so. No, let's get some more, let's get some power. It is going for 210 knots. We should be okay though. Right, let's take the ground spoilers off. Something I always forget. Once we reach nearly top of climb, I would say I can take the seat belts off. I can't believe the rate this is climbing. That's ridiculous. But it knows what it's doing, and it can make it. Now we can go to 250. Okay, we're going to get ready to switch to standard pressure once we get above 6,000 feet. This will flash and let us know anyway. But once we get above or at the transition altitude, we can switch barometric pressure to standard. Oh, looks like my monitors are about to go out. Not to worry about that. That's just the air pressure, I think. Now we need to reclimb again, I would say. I'm sure the plane will figure that out. It's pretty smart. But at least it's the daytime. Now I realized, I didn't realize it at the time, but I realize it now watching back, that the last stream we did with the Cessna yeah, was pretty much a couple 2 hours of looking at the dials on the dashboard as I was trying to figure out the navigation system. But I'll try not to do that again. So I'm just going to check out the route that we're on, little nav map here, because I want to see if, as we're going to Geneva, I'm not quite sure whether we pass over the Swiss Alps or not. So the airport is LSGG, and let's set that as destination. Okay, I've made a mistake there. And set as departure. There we go. Okay, so no, it looks like, well, we do go across, it might be though, it might be the Swiss Alps. It seems that there's a mountain range in between. So while this plane is doing its thing, hold on, just want to check the flight plan here, guys. So we're coming up to, yeah, so 11.7. Okay, we can do that. Let me just set the new altitude, guys, because it's about time we climbed. I'm going to see if I can get a little nav map going. There we go. So here is our route as the crow flies, and Geneva, let me get rid of this icon. Geneva is here, and this is the Alps, I would imagine, and this is what we have to pass over. We'll be coming in like this direction, coming in round here. We'll be the runway. We'll be coming in here, runway 4. Yeah. Number 1 inverter and number 2 inverter switches. On the Airbus, no. But I have to say, I've never used them. Evening clouds, I've never used them. I wonder why we haven't gone to 290 yet. Okay. So when do we reach our cruising altitude? There, top of climb. I'm just wondering now for how long we stay there. It can't be too long. No, because we're coming down. Okay, fine, we're coming down by there. I'm going to see if I can kind of stick to what's going on here, because some of these numbers, they change. These flight levels, they do actually change. So our next is lid, and we want to be at 20,000 for that, so let's nip this up. Are you guys getting... oh no, okay. I'm just looking at the stream and it just seems to be a little bit jerky. Right, so how are the passengers? I like to look at the wing flex just to get an idea of what the wind's like up here. That's a little bit, not too bad. The clouds look awesome. Fluffy, nice and fluffy. So as we're climbing up through 20,000, we're going to hit that just after LYD or lid, and then we need to be at 28.8 by, is that 8? It is 28, yep, 28 by WAFU, good old WAFU. Let's expand this out a little. I think we're good. With more and more systems being applied into this aircraft, it's weirdly becoming easier to fly. Especially with these arrows that you're getting to show you when the plane's going to make the requested altitude and stuff like that. It's pretty good. Also on the, what I didn't know at the time, on the previous stream with the Cessna 414, when I was using, oh, I'm seeing some weird graphic glitches on the stream, guys, but I'm not getting them here. I don't know what that is. Anyway, yeah, the navigation computer was really killing my frame rates. If I had it on, I was getting around 45 frames. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. If I had the avionics switched off, I was getting around 45 frames per second, and with it on, I was getting 23. So it's a big drop. So I emailed the developers, who got back to me in like 2 hours and gave me a thing to try, which I did. Now, when I tried it, it still meant that when I turned on the navigation system, I lost around 10 to 15 frames. And then, of course, if you add OBS, which takes another 5 to 10 frames, you can imagine how many frames I'm losing, you know, just flying that plane with that system, streaming it, overdoing it without OBS or without that nav system. So I was still losing 10 to 15 frames by enabling it, but my frame rate had gone up. So instead of it dropping down to 23 from 45, it was now dropping down from around 70 to 45. And one of the steps I took, I can't remember what the first one was now. Oh yes, the first one was to put flight simulator.exe, the process, into Windows Defender or whatever firewall you're using as an exclusion, so it doesn't get looked at by the firewall as it's executing. And also the GTNXI process as well had to be put in there. Now I'm going to interrupt my flight here, because the second thing I did, which you guys may want to try if you have this, the second thing I did was in here. I went to developers. Okay, click apply, go back. Okay, so we screwed the flight up. So I'm going to show you anyway, and this flight can be forgotten about. Let me just turn this off. I don't know, this is a new thing. I think this is a new thing. This is a new thing in I've never experienced this before, but in server update 9 we're getting when you enable developer mode, that it is just killing the aircraft. And it's not just this plane either. So the option I did was this one. I enabled use nano VG for XML gauges, and yeah, that was the difference. And as you can see, all the lights are on here, so the flight to Zurich has been cancelled. Bloody developer mode, eh? Wow, killer. Alright, let's do a different flight. Let's do something different. Suggestions. I'm taking suggestions. And I'm also, well, I guess if it helps you guys, I mean, this isn't just for the GTNXI gauges on the Cessna. It isn't just for that, but putting Flight Simulator.exe in Windows Defender, excluding it as a process. Don't exclude it as a file. Don't go to File and then locate Flight Simulator.exe. Just type it in as a process name, and then come here and go use Nano VG for XML gauges, and then yeah, you can see Shannon to Gatwick. Okay, we can do Shannon to Gatwick, maybe even in the Cessna rather than doing it in the thing. And instead of using the TDS version of GTN XI, I can use the PNS version, which doesn't lose me frame rates. But let me show you. That's not what I wanted. Have we got any updates? Oh my god, I do have an update. Oh yeah, but I'm not using. This is another one. This is another NXI you can get, but I have it disabled at the moment. Okay, Shannon to Gatwick, and we'll pick the Cessna, seeing as though it's my most recently bought aircraft. So. What am I doing? Yeah, that's better. Right, so the way this is set up at the moment, this is the standard, the GNS 530. This is the standard instrumentation. If I launch this one, the GTN 750, it will launch the PMS version of the navigation system. And if I launch this one, it will launch the TDS version, the XI. So I'm going to go with this one because it doesn't kill my frame rates so much. And let's take a look. Shannon, which is in Ireland. So let's go to Shannon. That's going to be this one, EI. That makes the most sense. And we'll just do the flight plan from within Flight Simulator rather than SimBrief. Now this looks like a nice little. Are these mediums? I wonder if it's going to have me facing that way. No, they're large. Okay, well I probably shouldn't be using those. How about these are all taxiways. I don't like to spend a lot of time taxiing, and I'd like to come off runway 24 ideally and come straight down, because that's better than looping round. So if we can get a medium here, 43 maybe, small, yeah, okay, that'll do, small. And then we come out here and we'll taxi all the way along here and we'll take off from here, I think, depending on what it tells us here. So we want to arrive at I'll have to change the title and the thumbnail and everything, of course. But then I've got to edit the damn stream. I'll just use chapters, I think. Wow, that's an hour and a half in this plane. Right. So now watch this. I am going to check out this plane, but I think at an hour and a half it's a bit much. So I'm going to change temporarily. I'm just going to type in turbo because I want to see how quick the turbo arrow is compared to this one. Okay, 3 hours 20. Jeez. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we're looking at the Cessna, and we want to make sure that we have the GTN 750 version. This one. Yep, not the XI. I'll keep the frame rates on for now. Actually, just to show my point, I'm going to use the XI version just as a quick demo. So in that case, I'm going to be coming back to this thing. 40 minutes in an Airbus, maybe, Andy. Hey, Carlos Gambino. Yeah, all seems to be fairly wellish. Or welly fairlish. Is this, I don't know what city this is. Is it New York? I don't think so. No, it's not New York. New York would be massive and it wouldn't, that ship wouldn't be there. I don't know what city this is. It might not even be the States. Anyone recognize this? This looks like the top of Batman's head right there. Anyway, all right, here we go. So I'm going to show you the difference with the frame rates, guys. So this is the latest avionics. So let's just wait for the sim to settle down. While it's doing that, oh, FS Realistic does know I'm in the Cessna 414. That's cool. All right. So let's get this thing powered up, and I'm going to see if we can see a frame rate difference. So battery's on. Okay, we're just going to let the frame settle a little before I flick the death button. So what are we looking at? 32, 33. So if I was without OBS, I'd probably be pushing around 45 now, because OBS does it does steal a lot. Okay, let's switch the avionics on. This will not take effect until I go to the main screens. Hopefully this will kick in. There we go. I'll wait for them both. Okay, so let's get these both the main screens. And now I'm getting...
TOS, system test okay.
That's what I was waiting for. I'm getting around the same frame rate. Whereas before, well, now it's dropping a little. Before I was getting some real heavy drops. There you go. It's gone down. Now watch when I turn the avionics off. So 26, 27, turn the avionics off. And look at that. So it's pretty heavy in terms of FPS drop. So I guess with a more powerful PC, it might not be so heavy. So let's do, I don't know why it hasn't remembered, but PINN, wasn't it? Yes, good memory. And I think we picked this one. And arrival is going to be Gatwick. Okay, so let's do it all here. And make sure we're going to pick the right plane. So we're going to be switching down to the GTN 750, which is going to give us some decent nav. Yes, it is CPU limitation, aquatic, yeah. This is going to give us the same kind of navigation, but it doesn't really show us the flight plan on the screen, which I'm not a fan of. I prefer that it does that. So why don't we use the old system? Yeah, let's use the old one. The original. As the plane was built. Got like a little TV screen on it that doesn't work. It's not a TV screen, it's a weather radar. Make that clear. Okay, so right, let's start with Shannon, and we'll first go to low altitude IFR. And as for a departure, well, yes, I do want to be departing. I think this is runway 24. It's not really saying it here, is it? And this is annoying me. I want to get, there we go. I can zoom in. Right, runway 24. Okay, so departure. Let's have a look. We'll just pick something. See if we can get something that's nice and easy to fly. That looks decent. Okay, that's it. I'm happy with that departure. So let's go to arrivals, because I don't want to just come down to Gatwick like this. And I don't really want to come in on that runway either. I don't mind coming in on runway 8 right or bugger. It's custom things. What's going on here? Why? Okay, all the dots seem to be a little bit out, and there's a lot of okay, weird. This is live traffic. So let's have a look at the approach. 8 left or 8 right? Well, let's pick 8 left. Yeah. Okay, so we're coming in on that. So now all we need to do is an arrival. And I haven't got a clue which one to pick. So we can go through a couple, maybe. Actually, this is not too bad. I just come in this way and then... Yeah, I'm happy with that, I think. Oh, go away, custom. Yeah, that gives me a nice run in. You need to cancel this drop down before you can maneuver the map. There we go. So now we're looking at 1 hour 32. Okay, do that. There you go. And that's everything. These are all your waypoints, which your autopilot can use. Now I'm a bit... It's all these... I don't know why a lot of these have got the exclamation marks. Blarney Castle. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go. Ah, but have you ever done it in a Cessna 414, Andy? Yeah. I think when it comes to the Airbus and stuff, I prefer to do slightly longer flights. Let's get out of dev mode before things go haywire. Do not enable dev mode in the middle of an Airbus flight. Death. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. I mean, it just killed all the systems on the plane, didn't it? It just shut everything off. I probably could have got it all restarted again in midair, to be fair. Wow, look at that. Looks very nice. All right, here we are. Here we are. So, as you can see, there's TV. We're going to be watching Teletubbies or whatever. None of this is functional, unfortunately, which is a shame. But at least with this Garmin, this old Garmin here, the 530, at least it does show the flight path, which is cool. So yeah, I flew this plane at 5 o'clock this morning from in the northeast of England, and it was not dark, but you could just see yellow and red on the horizon. And as we took off, the sun started to come up, and man, in VR, it was nice. It was nice. I don't know why I got out of bed to do that at 5 o'clock in the morning. Right, anyway, that's just me. Let me just hide this yoke. Is there anything I'm going to be using under here? Not really. Okay. Right, this is an easy plane to start, as long as you remember to turn on the fuel tanks, which is kind of something I keep forgetting. There we go. All right, we're good. Next thing I have to remember about this plane is the throttles. They need a fair punch, about that much, to crank these engines over. You can, what I probably should do is just do one at a time, so we'll start with the left one, and then we can control it easier. Let's open the window. I must get that oiled. Right, we're not going to bring anybody on board, we're just going to get going and do the flight. So, first thing then is to enable the battery and the 2 alternators. And let's stick the avionics on. And we should have... The only thing with this is the standard avionics, the 530 here. I find, for some strange reason, I find the display to be a little dim, and I can't find a way to brighten this thing up. I don't know if there's a brightness option on this. If there is, I can't find it. I mean, there's the volume which does brightness, but I'm at my max right now, so I guess this is volume and brightness at the same time, which is kind of bizarre. Can you imagine if your TV worked like that? That'd be weird. So now that I've got a flight plan filed through the sim, if I request depart straight out, do you think she'll give me the same runway? Maybe we should try it. Right, annunciator test. To make sure all lights are working. And as you can see here, this is our autopilot. But I've never had it working properly, really. The autopilot is engaged here, and it makes it go orange, and then you can select heading, nav. I have not had it working. I don't know what's going on with it. But maybe we'll give it a shot, see what happens, but I've never had it working before. Anyway, let's get this thing ready to go. So nav lights on, anti-collision lights on, and we'll put the taxi lights on now because I'm going to forget later. Pitot heat, I'll stick it on now. Alright, let's do the left-hand engine. Excuse me? That must have been IFS realistic. Okay, so let's prime left engine. I don't really think you need to prime it if you've got the fuel pump running. I just don't see the... I think it's either or, surely. Man, that's got some sound on it. Okay, right hand side. You see, I'm not going to prime this one because I reckon it's going to start with the fuel pump running. Enough said. Now I should be switching the fuel pumps to high as I'm climbing and taking off, but it'll manage if I don't, but I'm going to try and remember to do it anyway. I didn't bring the throttles up either, did I? So we want to be running around 1,000 now. Just going to bring manifold pressures down. Okay, happy with that. Do we need pushback? Not really. Right, let's do ATC and see what happens.
Shannon ground Rusty 2627 IFR to Gatwick, ready to copy.
Yeah, probably aquatic, yeah.
Rusty 2627
The creek.
as filed. Takeoff runway 24 climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure frequency is 131.
Runway 24, I think that's the right one, yeah?
411.
Rusty 2627 cleared to Gatwick Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 24 climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure on 1.15 squawk 6411.
Rusty 2627 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.8 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Good day. I'm ready to taxi. Let's go.
Shannon ground Rusty 2627 with Golf ready to taxi IFR.
Rusty 2627 taxi to and hold short of runway 24 using taxiway Delta 2 cross runway 24. Contact tower on 118.7 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 24 via taxiway Delta 2 cross runway 2 Rusty 2627.
And there's my customized taxi thing. So I'm going to see if we can turn this thing around. It's got a pretty good turn on it already. Let's see if we can do that. And we're just going to peek over the nose. Kind of looks like I'm peeking over and looking down at the same time, which is strange, but okay. Just about. Lovely tight turning circle on this. once I get up in the air, I'll tell you about a little video I watched on YouTube about a flight, a real flight, and the fact that I copied it. So I'm going to use flaps 1 because this thing can take off fairly quickly. Actually, I'd prefer if that was here. There we go. I don't know if there's a third-party Shannon Airport, Andy. I'll have to check it out. Maybe there's somebody's done a nice one. That'd be worth investigating. So I have a feeling I'm going to be doing this flight manually, unless I can get the autopilot to work. But yeah, I'm not holding out really any hope on that one. Whoa, should have stopped a lot earlier. Okay, so flaps into position 1. Oh, I don't know what the hell I've done there, so I'm going to do it on my own. There we go. That's where they need to be. Taxi, nav, thing. Okay. So I'm going to pop the fuel pumps up to high. And we're going to get clearance for takeoff.
Shannon Tower Rusty 26.
I'll hopefully be able to turn off the
Departure IFR to Gatwick.
turn off the fuel pumps in a second because they are noisy.
0.45 wind 253 at 12. Cleared for takeoff runway 24.
Cleared for takeoff runway 24 Rusty 2627.
So I have full props, full mixtures. Let's just do a rolling takeoff here. I'm having to use quite a little bit of left-hand rudder to keep this thing straight. Come on, baby, light my fire. Here we go. I just waited for the plane to basically do it itself. Okay, gear up. And once we build up a little bit of speed, I'll take a little bit of altitude as well. I'll take the flaps off. Flaps in. Oh, I thought I brought the wheels up. Okay.
131.15 Rusty 2627.
Should we try autopilot? I can't see it working personally, but first thing I want to do, she said to climb to 12,000 feet, didn't she? So I'm going to try and manually just keep the plane on the flight path here. want to stress it. It looked like it was just a little bit too much on the limit there. You see, when I'm looking out the window, the display here dims quite a bit, and I can't multitask. Trying to get on the flight path and ascend at the same time. So is the autopilot switch on? No. So I'll put it on. It's not really, shouldn't be doing anything at the moment. I always get, I think it's, I don't know if this should go green when it's actually, you know, armed and active. I think, for me it should be orange, means it's armed and ready to go, and then green would be I'm ready to, working. So if I hit nav and altitude, I'll just hold it there. I'm not doing anything on the joystick right now. I mean, the altitude, it's not holding the altitude. It's on a steady climb, but maybe you're supposed to level the plane out and then hit altitude. Autopilot altitude mode. Because there's no VS that I can see. Is the plane going to turn though? I'm not sure it's going to follow this. No, it looks like it's bearing off course already. There we go. That's what I needed. I needed that on GPS. Forgot about that. Now the VS is not on this particular plane. That I can see. Not on this particular variant of the plane, I should say. But we are climbing. Steady. And it looks like it intercepted the flight path as well, which is kind of nice. Yeah, of course, I forgot to put that on GPS. No, flight plan not working? No. Is direct working? No. I don't know, none of these buttons seem to work for some reason. So if I wanted to program it to go to another airport, it doesn't, I don't think it would do it. Because I can't click anything here. It's bizarre. Okay, so the autopilot seems to be good. And we're steadily climbing. I'm not in a massive rush to hit 12,000, if I'm honest. Yeah, we're going to be flying into... Was that a racetrack or something? Horse racing, perhaps? I don't know. I've seen a couple of those lately. So, vertical speed. I don't know if there's a way to... I don't know if there's a way to increase the vertical speed other than me doing it manually and then just... So I would take the altitude off, for example, right? Increase it manually and then hit altitude and see if it would hold there. Yeah, that seems to be the way to do it. As long as the speed remains in the green, I'm happy. That's all nicely in the green, I'm happy there. Now, these needles are a little bit low. That means I can mess around with my mixture, I think. It's not the same as on the Piper Arrow then. I was messing around with these before and I noticed in flight how changing these really increased my propeller revs. Because I think when you're in the air, when you're in the sky, you're getting more air coming in, and so you need to alter the mixture to compensate for that, I would say. What the hell do I know? So, when we get to 12, this alert that's armed, is it going to level the aircraft off, or is it just going to warn me and then put a light, one of these lights on to say you're too high, you're too low, or you green means you're perfect? I don't know. But it's a very old autopilot system. But it looks like I can trust it, so while it's doing that, we can be outside, watching from the wings, so to speak. Yeah, she needs a bit of a wash. I haven't downloaded any liveries for this yet, but I think I might get myself some. It's a cool plane. It's nice. I like this one. Look at it. I'm just up to his shoulder. What's my default seat position there? I mean, how tall's this dude? Two coffees, please, waitress. Okay, I didn't know that worked. Got a little armrest now. Right, as for the fuel pumps, put them on low and keep an eye on the dials. Hope I've done nothing weird. Outside air temperature then is minus something. Let me slide along. Minus, what would you guys say that was? 8? 9? Minus 8, minus 9? Yeah, I don't know about this though. Fuel low. Well. Oh Jesus, it is. Well, how has this happened? I think I can't decide whether this plane's in some kind of persistent state or not. Because sometimes these light switches are at the bottom, sometimes they're at the top, and I can't remember whether it was me that set them that way. How much fuel do we have? I mean, I'll do some in-flight refueling if I have to, but this is a bit scary. 5%, guys, we're not going to make it. There's no way we make this. What the hell happened? Oh, please do this gently. Okay, now we got 40%. Is that better? I guess. Yeah, it's around 40. It says there 40. Jesus. Hey, it's a good thing I noticed. There we go. Man. How did that... How... Every flight normally starts with 50% fuel. So I'm starting to wonder whether this is... It's not a persistent state aircraft though, because there's a lot of switches and stuff that, like, if I land now and I don't switch anything off and just exit the flight, next time I go back into the plane, all these switches will be reset again. So it's not really permanent. Anyway, we're coming up to 12,000 very shortly. So it's already said low. So I think it's just going to maybe... I don't know if it's going to buzz. I don't know what it's going to do. I've got a feeling it's going to go from low to normal to high as we go a bit over. Let me just adjust the air pressure, make sure it's good. Yep, it is. And outer, middle, inner. Marker beacon. Is that like the Morse code navigation? Where middle's where you need to be and outer and inner. Remember the N and the A Morse code? There you go, it's gone green. So I think what I now need to do... Oh, of course you can, old Pixel. Yeah, of course. I do that on the Piper Arrow. Is this gonna slow up on its own? Yes, of course you can. You're quite right. At least you should be able to. Yeah, look, it's leveling out by itself. And there you go. It's got. Does that say hold? Oh no, CPLD. And there we are, 12,000. It's just hit it. So now that it's hit it and it's holding, I can now disarm this, and it should stay in place. Yep. Is it? Yeah, this is just the wind doing this. So altitude, this is holding at whatever you had it at. So the fact that we've got this is really cool. It's definitely holding the altitude. It's definitely on the correct flight path. Nice. See, the zoom doesn't work either. None of the buttons work on this. It's naff. So yeah, they fixed the kind of popcorny looking clouds in SU9, and they do look a lot better, a lot more fluffy than they used to. Yeah, live weather, guys, live weather. And I'm going to look on little nav map just to see where we are. Let me just go to plane position. Okay, so it looks we're passing St. Patrick's Rock, so that tells me that yeah, we are still we're in mid southern Ireland, not completely south, but more or less. Got a fair distance to go, to be honest. We're going to be flying over Wales and then into England and dropping in at Gatwick. What do you reckon? He doesn't say much. little bit windy there. You can see just how it's reacting. I'm assuming these are dynamic reflections on the chrome there. Okay, so she's not given us any more instructions since the last one.
Shannon Center, Rusty 2627, 12,000 feet.
Rusty 2627, Shannon Center altimeter 30.44. Continue to Obegu as planned. Rusty 2627, keep speed, not above 250 knots.
No, don't worry. I won't be going above 250.
Keep speed not above 250 knots, Rusty 2627.
So 30.44, she said.
Rusty 2627, climb and maintain flight level 210.
Seriously? 21,000 feet?
Climb and maintain flight level 210, Rusty 2627.
Can this plane do that?
2627, your transponder appears inoperative. All malfunctioning reset squawk 6411.
My transponder is inoperative? Okay. Sorry. What did she say? Reset squawk.
27 verified, squawking.
Yes, I'm doing it. Done.
2627 verified, squawking 6411.
Yeah, I'm squawking. There's no verify option here, love, so
2627, please expedite your climb. Flight level 210.
what a pest.
Rusty 2627.
Yes!
For flight plan.
This is what I hate about the thing.
Squawk 7000. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Has she got peed off because I wasn't obeying her quick enough? Flight plan cancelled. Yay, thanks. She got peed off. Jesus, wouldn't want her in the bedroom. I'd probably rather have Amber Heard. I don't know what that does. Well, we can get another thing. We can ask for it again.
Shannon Center, Rusty 2627, is type 8 miles northeast of Echo India, Charlie Echo 13,200 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Rusty 2627, Shannon Center. Squawk 4461.
Squawk 4461, Rusty 2627.
Rusty 2627 radar contact 9 miles northeast of Echo India, Charlie Echo 13,900 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Maintain own navigation.
Oh, thanks. Is this working? 4461. Why is it not changing automatically anyway?
Rusty 2627 acknowledged last transmission.
What, the one where you left me hanging?
Cleared through the Charlie Charlie airspace, Rusty 2627.
Well, if I can do my own navigation, then I can pick my own altitude as well.
Shannon Center, Rusty 262711 miles northeast of Echo, India. Charlie Echo request IFR to Gatwick, ready to copy.
Rusty 2627 is cleared to Gatwick Airport as filed. Squawk 4461.
Rusty 2627 cleared to Gatwick Airport as filed. Squawk 4461.
Rusty 2627 read back correct. Radar contact 15,400 feet. Altimeter tree 0 decimal for 5. Continue to outer returning and following heading 285 climb and maintain flight level 210. Keep speed not above 185 knots.
Continue to outer returning and following heading 285 climb and maintain flight level 210. Keep speed not above 185 knots. Rusty 2627.
Just monitoring my speeds there. I'm not full throttle, but I don't want to get the manifolds beyond this rate really, so we're okay here. My climb rate's just over 1,000 feet per minute, but it's okay. Right, so I'm assuming we're going to get some interruptions from air traffic control, numerous ones probably. But anyway, yeah. So I was watching this video the other day of this young girl. I think she was like 16 years old when she took her first flying lesson, and I'm not sure how old she is now, but she still looks to be a teenager. And I was just watching, and the video was entitled Annalyn's First Solo Flight, and so I thought it'd be interesting to watch. So she was with the instructor, and they did a take off, circle round, land, taxi, take off, circle round, land, taxi, take off, you know, that kind of thing. Well, not taxi, but you land on the runway, you know, slow speed, and then you bump the throttles up again and take straight off straight away. 3 of those. And then he got out, and then she did it on her own 3 times. And, you know, she got 2 really nice butter smooth landings. The first one was a little bit hard, but it was still a good landing. And apparently her parents had bought her, because she was learning to fly, her parents had bought her the plane, which was a Cessna 152, which, as you guys may know, is already in Microsoft Flight Sim. And I looked up the price of those planes, and they can be anywhere between 25,000 and like 50,000. And I thought there would be more. Actually, they can go for more money than that, to be fair. They can go for quite a bit more. So I don't know what they paid. But I found it, you know, quite fascinating, you know, to think what goes through your mind. You know you can do it. You know you can fly it, because when the instructor's beside you, you can do it. But when it's the first time, if it's you on your own and there's nobody there to correct you or guide you or say, you know, say anything to you, you're kind of on your own. But she did really well. She was confident. There was a camera on the dash, say here, looking back into the plane from around, I would say, like an angle like this. And the Cessna 152 has just got like a little tub at the back for some luggage, you know. And I was just watching her, and I thought, where's this runway? And at the beginning of the video, there was an emblem that came up saying Homer, and they mentioned something about Alaska. I think it just said Homer, Alaska. So I typed in Homer, Alaska in Google, and sure enough, there is a place called Homer in Alaska. And and I knew she landed at runway 22, so they said she was a local girl, so I knew that she was from there. So then I brought up a map of the airport, and sure enough, Homer Airport had runway 22. So then I had the idea of just replicating that flight. So I came to Flight Sim, picked the Cessna 152, typed in the airport code for Homer, and it came up. And I started at the gates, you know, the parking area, and just got going with that basically, and just did what she did. Well, I only did it once. Took off, taxied down runway 22, took off, did the lap all the way around, and then landed. And I have to say, not only were the buildings, even though it's a default airport, it's not third party, even though the buildings, you know, the buildings were kind of in the right places, but the lighting that was on the left hand side of the runway as she was coming in,
Please expedite your climb. Flight level 210.
it's already there, love. Needed to adjust my pressures. So yeah, so instead of the PAPI lights that you get, the 4 in a row, this one had 2 lights and then another 2 behind it, which I guess is the same thing, just arranged differently. And Flight Simulator had it exactly the same. And I thought, for such a small airport, it's not even an airport, it's just buildings, but let's call it an airport for want of a better word. For such a small place in a remote part of Alaska, I was quite impressed that everything was set as it should be. So yeah, I just thought that was quite impressive, and it was nice for me to just be able to step into the same plane and replicate the flight. So yeah, it was cool. So I just thought I'd mention that because it just shows how cool Flight Sim is, that you can just take a real world event that you see on a video and then just hop into the sim and duplicate it exactly. It's so cool, and it was just at some random airport, just so way out. It's in the north, I think it was northeast Alaska, you know. It was kind of cool. Yeah, oh, I agree, Aquatic, definitely better than a major city, yeah. But I thought, oh, I'm never going to know what runway that is, because they don't say in the video description or anything like that, you know. But then I thought maybe the guy mentions it at the beginning of the video, but no, he put up, there was an emblem coming up saying Homer, Alaska. I think it was some flight school, and I thought, well, if that's a place in Alaska, then it has to be that. And yeah, as soon as I noted the airport code, and I brought up the map and saw that there was a runway 22, I knew I had the right place. And then when it loaded in and I saw the buildings and the runway layout, I thought that's exactly what it was, pretty much. You know, you could recognize it as being the same place as in the video. So yeah, it was cool like that. It was very cool, and I just did the same thing, just take off and then bank to my right, you know, and then run parallel with the runway, and then bank to my right again, you know, just do like an oval pattern, and then just come into land with the same plane. And she did a better landing than I did, but it was neat. And I love that you can do that with this. And I think the thing that impressed me the most was the lights, the PAPI lights, that they were just arranged in the exact same way as it was on the video, because it was something I noticed on the video. The lighting, the 4 lights, instead of being in a row, there was 2 in front and 2 behind, and then it was exactly the same on the video, which was in the sim, which was really neat. So here we're flying over, or will be flying over, just leaving Ireland now, and flying over St George's Channel, apparently, according to this, which is just beneath the Irish Sea. And we should be hitting Wales at some point soon. Wales. There it is. Got Wales there and Ireland here. I still remember when we did that flight. Can't remember what plane it was. I think it was the Piper Arrow we used, and we did that flight that was the North Coast 500, which you normally do that in a car, but we did it in a plane, and that was cool. I enjoyed that one. That's on my channel, and yeah, just certain flights you remember. Also, Sim Update 9 broke Concorde. Not completely, it was still flyable, but it was something to do with fuel issues, and people were saying, you know, don't use the afterburners on takeoff, which you are supposed to do, but you know, they were just saying that, and I thought I'm not going to bother using Concorde until it's fixed then. But they brought out a fix a couple of days later, so I think it was yesterday they brought a fix out, and in the patch notes it was quite fascinating to read that it was fixed fuel hoses. What? Fixed fuel hoses? Because there was something with Sim Update 9 that messed with the fuel, but that it was fuel hoses. You know, I thought, what is this like? Is it literally this complex that you're changing like where and how fuel runs? I don't know, but yeah, they got it fixed. So my desire to do the Heathrow to JFK run is now back on. Well, the desire was always there, but my ability to do it is now back on, I should say. So yeah, we're back ready to do Concorde, because I do want to do that thing. Now then, just realised that if we can't go to the flight plan here, how do I know? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some. See, this is ETE is estimated time en route, so we've got another 54 minutes of flight left, and the that's our ground speed, right? Okay, is that live right now? Okay. So because we haven't got the flight plan, I can't tell where my top of descent's going to be. I may have to try and work that out somehow, but I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Is there a thing? Is it this? No. Is it navlog? Yes, these are all of our waypoints, look. Interesting. So from Siren to Gatwick, 68 nautical miles. So that last run-in that was on the same, you know, remember we had the airstrip, imagine that's the runway. There was a big orange line coming out, which was our flight path to come in. So we had a long run in on the same heading as the runway. Is that 68 nautical miles? That's a long straight run down. Wow. Okay. Let's have a look. So we are right now going.
2627, contact Manchester Center on 118.
So we're approaching Slaney now.
Good day. Shannon Center Seabird 189er.
Hang on, let me just get this woman satisfied. Okay, Okay, I could have chosen better words, but you know what I mean.
18 Niner Shannon Center. Continue as planned.
Going to 118.77.
I'm just wondering whether they're going to give me instructions as I go.
Manchester Center, Rusty 2627, flight level 210.
Manchester, eh?
2627 Manchester Center.
Quite a way off from where we are. Continue as planned. Okay. So we're just approaching Slaney. So from Slaney to STU, we're looking at 31. Yeah, there you go. This is what's left. So once we get to Ugbud, no, not Ugbud, sorry, Siren. Once we get to Siren, we've got 68 nautical miles to start bringing the plane down, which is plenty of time, I would imagine. Okay, I'm going to run a top of descent calculator and see what it says. I'm going to descend, I'm going to make it so it descends down to 0. So the flight level right now is 21,000 feet. Destination flight level, I don't know, let's say 500 feet. Your descent rate has to start 61.5 nautical miles from the destination. Indicated airspeed is, well, right now it's about 170. Descent rate is 850 feet per minute. Okay, so once we get to Siren, if I start descending at around, let's say, close to 1,000, nearly 1,000 feet per minute, nearly there, nearly at 1,000 feet per minute, but not above, I should be perfectly online to be at 500 feet by the time we get near the runway. So, yeah, because I'll still have 7 miles left to go. I don't really want to run 7 miles at 500 feet though. But then the question is, what altitude is Gatwick above sea level? I'm going to find out. I've got Navigraph running, so I'm going to find out quickly. London Gatwick, because I have to compensate for that. So approach to Gatwick on runway, it's not really going to matter. Okay, 195 feet above sea level. Okay, that's not going to make too much of a difference. I'm fine with that. We're good. We're good. We are good. So, is my math working? My maths, is it working? Do you know, that wouldn't surprise me, Aquatic, if that was the case. But it could also be because real pilots are used to real planes, you know. So in the same case as real Formula 1 drivers or real racing drivers can step into a sim race driving their own car in a sim, and a sim racer who's never driven a real one in real life will beat the pants off them, you know. I think it's just basically because they're more used to the real aircraft than they are the sim, I guess. What was our last message? Oh, that was it. Good. I can request to cruise at a lower altitude if I want to. Now, if I don't request vector, do I not get it? I don't need it anyway because we're on autopilot. We're going from Slaney to Stew. Good old Stew. Yeah, this navlog is really handy for this now. So, yeah, we got some fair distances here, but the final run from Siren to EGKK is certainly the big one, 68 nautical miles. That gives us all the time in the world, it seems, to descend. And it says it from Siren to the to the airport, it's about 20 minutes. So this Slaney to STU run is 17 minutes, right? Hold on, let me get this. So the number here is the time it takes from here to the point above. So Slaney to STU should be 8.7 then. See, this ETE is the remaining time in full. So why does this say 9.1? Oh, okay, sorry, I was looking at 8.7, but it's not, it's 31. So yeah, we've got 8.5 nautical miles remaining of the 31. And then we're going to go to FIFA, which should take around 7.75 minutes. But I guess is that based on my current speed? I don't know why I've got an ETE of 92 minutes here and another one here of 47. Weird. Hey Raptilos, welcome to the stream. Hope you're good. It's nice I managed to get into double... Okay, never mind. I was about to say it's nice I managed to get into double figures on the people watching, but yeah, that didn't last very long. It's like playing to a private crowd. But I'm good. I want to stream MSFS, so it's going to happen. Spend too much time instrument watching. So we're flying then into or over Wales, and right beneath us is we've got Mulberry House there. I'm trying to figure out what this place is here, but it's not telling me. Trefasa. Okay. Please don't fly me over Clownfair. There. That place name. The big long place name. Looks like I am still transponding. Fuel is okay still. We got just over 30% on the tanks. And if we run low, I'll just add a bit more in. Why not? Yeah, weather's okay actually. It's pretty much like this where I am at the moment. So some low cloud there, some high cloud there. Yeah, some decent weather. So let's go and be a passenger. Go and sit somewhere on the back seat, I guess. So out there. And I'm gonna save that as a custom thing there. Does that mean we've just reconnected? I'm going to save that as a custom camera. I'm going to put it as 0. And let's take this back seat here. Position ourselves there. And we'll save that as camera 9. So 0 and 9. Cool. Just making some custom cameras. and for playing cards. I suppose that could be a view, couldn't it? Save that one as 8. Yeah, I like this plane. It's nice and quick compared to. I mean, it's more. It's faster than the Turbo Arrow. How can I phrase this so it doesn't sound stupid? Okay, it's faster than the Turbo Arrow, more than I thought it was. What am I trying to say? It says that my bandwidth here is really crap on my stream, guys. Are you guys noticing anything? Oh, hold on. I think I might know why. Okay, hopefully that's a bit better. Yeah, I had some crap running in the background, downloading, which I have now killed. That's also a nice camera. Yeah, my stream health went from green down to red. Whoa, Jesus! That wasn't me. I think that was the weather. Jeez. That was that really the weather? I didn't do anything. Man, that was a bit... That would scare me if I was in the actual plane there. Okay, that's just like very strange. Would we now change altitude to try and escape some of this if it is weather? How would I find out what the weather's like where I am? Meta. I'm trying to get it to show the weather on little nav map to see if it's showing up anything. Wind forecast. Yes, well, can you display it, please? No, no luck. Okay. Well, let's hope we don't get too many of those. Yeah, some weird air pockets, I would say, yeah. And it's certainly pushing from one of the sides. On the Airbus, you'd be able to tell. It would give you the wind direction and wind speed live as it's seeing it. But they say no Airbus. Temperatures down a little bit. We do have the pitot heat on, don't we? Yeah. I don't think anti-ice is an issue at the moment. I don't think so, because it seems to be okay. These are nice right there. Oil pressure's good. This would be oil quantity then, I would imagine. The engine temperature here. Cylinders, right? Both sides, all good. Exhaust gas temperature, smack in the middle, I like that. up to, well, 10 nautical miles away from Amman. I don't like having no controls on this. The zoom, the direct to, that's handy. Thankfully you can change these though. But the flight plan, well, that doesn't show anything. What about message board? No. Thankfully this CDI works. So I can't sit at this machine from cold and dark and program a flight plan in. That's something I hope they fix. Yeah. Maybe I should ask the developer, seeing as how they got such a good response time. So we're now flying exactly over the National Botanic Garden of Wales, which is below us, slightly to our right. The National Botanic Garden of Wales. It's just somewhere here. I don't know if it's maybe this or this. And there's a castle we're coming up to. I don't know whether that will be in the game. The sim, sorry. Castle Carrig Kennan or Shannon. And that's going to be somewhere. Let me have a look. Mountain there, valley there. So probably somewhere here. I don't think it'll be in though. To be fair, I'll be very surprised if it is. But I'll let you know when we're alongside. We can use the drone. We can use the drone to get down to the ground and have a look, but so we're now flying with the plane, but just down here. So the castle is going to be to our left there. So it's right on our, it's on our left hand side right now. Probably just represented as an office building or something. Where's the plane? Can we see it? I'm not sure where we are in relation to the plane, if I'm honest. But we can reset. But yeah, we are actually moving at the plane speed. So if I come down to the ground level, pretty much. Doesn't look that fast, does it? This is the aviation equivalent of having an out-of-body experience, I guess. Sintra. Yeah, there's some nice places in Portugal. Oh, cool! Look at this. That looks nice. Isn't that nice? That's really cool. Lovely landscape there. Right, so this looks like to be roughly the direction of the plane. I don't need to find the plane again. I think we're too high now. We'll just go to camera and reset. Oh, I wasn't too far away, to be fair. No castle. Never mind. You've been to Warwick Castle in the UK? Yeah, I've been to castles that have been long knocked down. So there's only the ruins left. So Richmond Castle I went to as a kid, Barnard Castle, which they're both close-ish to each other. I've not been back since though, but I might like to go. Since the last time I went I was a teenager. So yeah, it'd be nice to go back. It's not a great deal of distance from me really. But yeah, I'd like to go see Barnard Castle again and Richmond Castle. When I lived up in the northeast, I used to cycle to those places. Yeah. Let's have a sit in the back. This is what it looks like if you're a passenger. Bring a screwdriver, start messing around. No, don't. Yeah, take the screws out and just watch the window fall out, and that sucks. Oh look, there's whales down there. How can there be whales? We're not even over the water. No, not those whales, the place. So this is what it's like to be rich and have a private plane where you can even afford cushions. Very nice. Oops. Okay. Nigel Carruthers, the pilot. So yeah, it's cool that the autopilot does work. Oh, yaw dampening. Can't believe I didn't put that on. That's for the autopilot. That's yaw dampening for the autopilot. That might have maybe made that wind thing a little bit less dramatic. Bath, Cheltenham, Warwick Castle. I'll tell you where I'd like to go in the UK, which I've never been. And I know it's probably past my age group, but it'd be interesting to go and see Legoland. Because Lego's the best toy ever invented, pretty much, and I've always, because I've always liked it, and it's like, it's great for kids to use. Expands their creativity. And it's interesting to see models built on such huge scales. So something like Legoland, where they may have, I don't know, maybe they've got some Star Wars section or some Star Trek section, I don't know. But I don't think I'd fancy going yet. Places that are like touristy and crowdy, nah. Still a little bit too early for all that, I think. Lights on, do we? So we're coming up to Beacon, and I've already. Oh yes, Siren was the last one, wasn't it? Siren. So we've got another half an hour still in flight, and the plane's doing okay, and the fuel is okay, well, we're down to around 26%, I'm gonna guess. Well, I already have guessed. 23, okay. I could just quickly magic some suitcases into the lockers. details on the fabric here, on the straps. Nice texturing. Where you see there, it looks very blurry. This could have been improved quite easily, I think. Where here, it looks great. That's fine. Pity they didn't maintain the same standard here, though. Yeah, there's some nice details in places, but the quality does vary. Like the carpet is good enough. It doesn't need to be super detailed. You know, it's good enough. And the, I don't know what you would call this, kickboard, footboard, whatever, I don't know. That's got some good details in it. Yeah. Lots of dials in this plane. Oh God, don't do that with the sound. What are you doing? Why is this not working? Hello? Has something gone wrong? No. Why is this not working? It's not changing. It's showing me my fuel flow here, I think. Oh, here, it's supposed to show it here, but this isn't working. Oh dear. You know, this is the dial that shows you how much fuel you've got remaining in terms of hours and minutes. And it's not working. Is other stuff working? Yes. Yep. I don't know what's wrong with this then. It worked last time. Although I wasn't in this particular variant of the plane, I was in the GT and XI version, and this worked. And now, nothing. Okay. I'm pretty sure that we'll make it on the fuel, because I know I can top up anytime I want, or I could just decrease the fuel flow right now. Slow the plane down, you know. Slow the throttle, take some strain off the props. Isn't there another fuel flow gauge though? Got fuel quantity. So if this is the fuel flow, if this is correct, 18.1, it would have changed. No, I've changed all three sets of levers now and nothing's. The only thing that's happened is the exhaust gas temperatures have gone up. Actually, no, they haven't. I keep making this mistake of thinking that these red lines are the needles, but it's just the limits. Yeah, this gauge is just, it's not working at all. So, where are we now? Coming out of Wales very shortly. Just about to go over Chepstow, and then we're going to be in England once we cross this body of water, which is there. So this is England, and we have, where are you? Somewhere around here is Bristol Airport. So we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. N, I think, to get to the screen I want. There we go. So we're going over to Badim, or Badim, and then Wotan, Molby, and then Siren. And once we hit Siren, it's time to go down. And Siren should put us on a direct flight path, or heading, direct heading, straight into the runway. If I've done everything right. Yeah, sorry Chris. I'm not religious, I don't believe any of that fairy tale, so... But thanks for the reminder of the story. Yeah, maybe go and look at some science. Although probably facts are not your strongest point. But yeah, don't come in here preaching. My son just built a big complicated Batmobile out of Lego. Awesome. Which one was it? Was it the... By any chance, Aquatic, by any chance, was it the original Batmobile, the 1966 one? Not technically the original Batmobile, but yeah. Let's get rid of the preacher, shall we? The creator of all things. Yeah, prove it. If you've got any photos of that Aquatic, stick them on Discord. It'd be interesting to see that. I love all that Lego stuff, especially when you've just. And another question: did he build it using like some set of instructions, or did he just do it from his own head? Just because that's the best one, is when you don't follow any instruction book, you just build it yourself. A new model with lights. Oh, cool. Oh, alright. Is it from the new movie? Yeah. That's a weird Batmobile, the new one. Kinda cool, though. I think they should have set the new movie, the Batman, I think that should have been set back in the day, like the 60s or whenever the comics were done. Yeah, post a picture in Discord. I'd be very fascinated to see that. There are some complex models out there right now, such as I know the Bugatti Chiron, I think it's got a few thousand pieces, and then you've got the Porsche 911 GT3, I think, which has also got a couple of thousand pieces. But they're expensive to buy. I mean, I'd love to get one and just build it. I'd probably do a live stream of me building the thing from scratch, just that would be cool, just to get one of those big car models and just build it from scratch on a live stream. That'd be cool. Yeah, I could probably build it in one stream, knowing me. No, I don't think so. They're quite complex. Yeah, but the Porsche and the Bugatti are just, they look so good. But obviously, a lot of the parts on those are bespoke, so you can only really use them on that model. They wouldn't, I don't know if you could, mind you, I say that, but it only takes imagination, really. Yeah. Well, if anybody gives me a Lego kit, a complex one, I'll do a stream on it, I'll do a stream on one. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be a car. I'll build anything, but not something that takes like 20 minutes. I'm talking about something that's got, some good, decent pieces in there. And yeah, I'll just get my webcam going and just do the whole thing from start to finish. Oh, sugar! What? She's talking to me? She's talking to me?
Going to 118.475 Rusty 2627.
London Centre, that's where we're going.
London Centre, Rusty 2627, flight level 210.
Rusty 2627, London Centre. Continue to lobby as planned.
I will do that. Continue to Molby as planned. I will indeed. We've only got 2.2 nautical miles before we get there. And there it is. There's the Mulby waypoint. And then on to Siren. Woo! That's the last one. Siren is the last one before the runway. So we've got 2 minutes to get to Siren after we hit Mulby, and then we're going to start the run. So I want to turn this off, and I want to bring this down. Ooh, let's see if we can do this. I'm not comfortable with bringing it down to 500 feet, if I'm honest. Let's go 800. Now I think I can arm it right now, yeah? Oh God, is it actually going to start dropping? I didn't know it did that. Oh. I need the needle to sit somewhere around on this tiny marker here. Not the number 1, but the 900 range. So am I correct in thinking that Siren is going to set us up directly for the runway? I don't know, because none of the buttons work.
Rusty 2627, descend and maintain 11,000 feet.
11,000. Okay. She is giving me the instructions.
Descend and maintain 11,000 feet, Rusty 2627.
So if I arm this right now, does it do it? No, it must have been just a thing. Okay.
Rusty 2627, you are 68 miles west. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
I'm doing it, woman. I'm doing it.
Runway 8 left approach. Ryanair 4267.
So we've got 57 nautical miles. And now I'm descending. I'm just going to back off the throttle, bring the manifold pressure down to somewhere between 20 and 25, just to kill that speed a little bit.
118.775 for Ryanair 4267. London Center Shamrock 436 is at flight level 345, descending 10,000 feet.
And I think when I get down to 11,000, she'll probably give me a fresh instruction. So I'm doing exactly 1,000 feet per minute here on the descent. Let's hope this all works out, because it will be nice if it was. And plus Andy gets a free trip to London. I'll just pretend I've got Andy on the back of the plane there. Doing a weekend shopping, and then yeah.
Rusty 2627, did you hear my last transmission?
I did, and I am complying with your rules.
Descend and maintain 3,000
What's this user?
Start at runway 8 left approach, Rusty 2627.
User? That sounds like you take over. User to me big? Why is that not on the nav log? Doing here? What's all this? I'm collapsing. So 14 minutes to get to me big. Me big. You small. Fair bit of cloud, but clouds do look very nice. Some good shading. Oh, changed quite a bit. Yeah, clouds that were these light ones here are changing the shading of the back ones, which I think is normal. So we are coming down, guys. Loads of clouds, very typical.
London Center, German cargo tree 03 is at flight level tree 45, descending 10,000 feet. German cargo tree 03, London Center, continue as planned.
The speed is still a little high, but I'm kind of okay with it. I'm going to bring the propeller speed down just a little bit, and I'll be bringing those back up again as we're coming down to land, putting the mixture to full, propellers to full. Just want to have the aircraft slow down a little bit. Still doing around 170. These lines on here. Thankfully the autopilot knows which one to follow. And once we get under around somewhere between 500 and 1,000 feet, once we get around there, maybe 500 feet, I'll switch off the autopilot and bring her in. Probably quite soon, because I want to control the undercarriage and the flaps and all that stuff. But I'm doing that anyway. The autopilot's basically just following the line and doing what I'm telling it on the altitude. That's pretty much all it's doing. It's not controlling the throttles or any such thing. But it looks like it does have localizer here, and it does have glide slope. So that's impressive.
Ryanair Tree 7 traffic is 1 o'clock per mile at flight level 40.
I'm not quite sure how to turn on the localizer though.
France Soleil 7908 traffic is 8 o'clock 3 miles at flight level 380 generic. Report them in sight.
Right, I'm just going to have a look at little nav map to make sure that I'm coming in.
Have the generic in sight.
Where's Gatwick? Where am I?
France Soleil
Oh, I'm there.
08 have the
Gatwick is there. Okay, so we're not in line with the runway. That's definitely for sure. We need to do one more turn. So there must be a waypoint here that is not listed on the nav log. And wasn't it that... can't remember the names of it now. Bellic or Isnium Bellic or something, I don't know what it was. Waypoints. So yeah, I'm still hopeful. We're definitely doing okay, and we are approaching. Well, London is 2 hours left at the moment. So I don't know if we can see it. No. London's under that cotton wool there. So we're here. Yeah, London's here. Somewhere over there. She's not asked me to expedite my descent.
Maintain 3,000 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Expect ILS runway 9 or right approach.
Okay, she's not talking to me, obviously.
Clear to Oscar. Charlie Kilo Iberia Tree 1.
Iberia. So that's probably a jet. Just got to listen for my name, Rusty, whatever it is, Rusty 2627 or something, I think. And as we start to level out, I'm just going to make sure that the propellers and the speeds are back up to where they should be, so we're maintaining. I'd like to come down to around 160, 150 maybe, slow it down a little bit. as I keep it in the green. I don't mind if it's down there at 150. That's fine. You're not allowed to exceed 250 knots below 10,000 feet. Not a problem, because 250 is like maximum for this plane. And just dipping under 13,000. Maintaining 1,000 feet per minute descent rate, which I think is okay. And clearly there's going to be a period of not being able to see where we're going as we go through the cloud. Wow, look at the clouds behind there, look.
120.4 for Iberia tree 164.
So far, it's been a nice smooth flight. But can I nail the ending? Exhaust gas temperatures are a little bit on the low side there. Whether to bring this down, to bring the needles up. See, on the Piper Arrow, that's how this works. Okay.
Deeper 2775, you are 46 miles southwest. Descend and
I'm
maintain
going to bring it up to around 2,200 revs.
0 knots.
There we go.
Runway niner, wide approach beyond.
And as we're now about to
Clear to
level off,
Charlie Kilo.
where am I on the map? Oh, we're so close. And we're still at 11,000 feet. I don't like it.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Keep speed not above 220.
I want to be lower.
ILS runway niner, right approach.
I'm going to keep the throttle where it is. Give us a chance to slow down a bit now that we're leveling out. Yeah, we're a bit closer than I would like, to be honest.
Rusty 2627, please expedite your descent 3,000 feet.
Oh, 3,000. Okay. So we'll start descending now.
Rusty 2627, contact Gatwick approach on 129.025. Good day.
You're giving me too many things to do, dear.
Rusty 2627, acknowledge last transmission.
Going to 129.025 Rusty 2627.
Oh boy. I hope there's enough time. There are two planes going into the runway right now. This is going to be tight. We may need to increase our rate of descent here. I don't know whether you need to turn the altitude off and on or not. I have no idea. I'm going to throttle right back to the minimum of the green there. Gatwick is not far away, guys. It really isn't. I just hope we can get down quick enough. I'd like to be able to slow the plane down a bit more.
Speed
throttles down to as much as I dare. So that we're going to be flying over Dunsfold as well. Isn't that the Top Gear test track? So 8.3 nautical miles to me big, and hopefully, look, we've got 5.5 minutes, guys, of flight time left, and we're still at 7,700. Well, let's work it out. In 2 minutes, we'll have descended another 3,000 feet. Right, because if it's 1,500 feet per minute, in 2 minutes it's 3,000. In 4 minutes it's 6,000. That gives us down to 1,000. We've got a minute left. Oh, tight. The trepidation, the anticipation. We have to bank. Oh, well, we have to change our heading, you know, over to the left quite quickly. I hope it's going to show up. There it is. There it is. That is our final approach right there. That is our final heading, I should say. Heading change. Speed. 179.
005. You are 50 miles south. Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 04 approach.
I hate not having the zoom buttons available. That's ridiculous. None of these buttons work. Most of these don't.
3,000 feet. Expect vectors on at runway 8 left approach.
So yeah, this is our final turn, and then the runway is just going into there.
Climb and maintain 6,000.
This is going to be
ILS runway
close.
04 approach. The Lowell transition cleared to Lowell generic 005.
In terms of, you know, height and everything.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect vectors.
I don't know whether to speed up the descent or what.
Flight 457.
We've got 3 minutes left. We're at 4.6. Come on, plane. Ooh, that's what happens when you get stuttering. Oh, I can't make that. You see, this is... I can't make that. Nuts. So, I'm going to put the gear down anyway and just see if I can make that. Veering off course, aren't I? So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Autopilot on, altitude control off, and I'll take care of the altitude, you take care of the heading. Deal? Deal. Okay, so flaps 1, just to slow the plane down. Once I get past that tower, I'm going to probably go to flaps 2. I think we might be okay here. Once I get closer to the runway, I think when I get to those buildings here, I'll just just kill the autopilot. I mean, I'm controlling the altitude, it's just doing the heading, which I'm quite happy with. I'm going to stay at these flaps for now because I'm happy with the speed, but I'm going to add a bit of throttle. I can't leave go of the keyboard now. See if I can do this manual. So mixture up, pops up. That doesn't change our throttle, by the way, so. I'm just going to beef the throttle up just a little. Looks like we've got 2 reds and 2 whites, which means I've got perfect descent rate. Laps 2 now.
Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 8 right approach via Willow transition. Clear to Willow A-line 6.
Just dropping the throttle down a little now. Now we're too high. Flaps now, and starting to just
Air Portugal 1 tree.
come back on the throttle.
3 4 miles southwest.
A little bit high.
Climb and maintain 3,000 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Expect ILS.
Come on, frame rates, don't start messing about with me now.
Clear to Oscar Charlie Kilo.
There we go. Now we've got the 2 lights.
Climb and maintain 3,000 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Expect ILS runway 9 right approach via Oscar Charlie Kilo transition. Cleared to Oscar Charlie Kilo Air Portugal 1 tree 64 heavy.
Twisty.
Gatwick approach Rusty 2627 is passing minus 200 feet, climbing 3,000 feet.
It's done this a few times before.
Gatwick, approach altimeter tree 0.
I've just landed to try and get the taxiway, taxi to parking, and I get this crap.
Gatwick approach Rusty 2627. Cancel IFR at this time.
Rusty 2627 IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated.
Didn't they know I'd landed? Ridiculous.
000. Maintain DFR. Frequency change approved. Good day. Easy 8 tree 4. Continue taxi. Gatwick Airport information. Golf.
I'm stopping on the runway because I'm getting pissed about here by these people.
0 at 14.
Gatwick ground Rusty 2627.
I was hoping to keep going and make the whole thing flow until I got the taxi markers coming up, but no, they just pissed me about with the wrong options.
Cross runway 26 right, Charlie cross runway 26 left Yankee.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Delta cross runway 26 right Delta Romeo Juliet Kilo Charlie cross runway 26 right Charlie cross runway 26 left Yankee Rusty 2627.
that's all pretty, but where's the taxi lights? Never mind. I'm seeing weird. Are you guys not seeing weird zoom in, zoom out crap going on the stream? Because I'm not getting it, but I'm looking at OBS and it's certainly freaking out here on this side.
Easy 837 requesting pushback. Easy 837 pushback request accepted.
Well, let me know, guys, if there's anyone that can see this, that if they can see anything weird. But I just turned the wrong way, I think, so I need to be up here. Slow taxiing. This plane's very yaw sensitive.
2627 hold position. Caution the departing generic.
Whatever.
Hold position Rusty 2627.
Clearly not interested in holding any positions. Where are you sending me? Oh, we're going across to the other side.
Gatwick ground, Easy 837, requesting the end of pushback. Easy 837 request to end pushback received.
We have no departing aircraft, we're going.
Gatwick ground, Easy 837, with Golf ready to taxi IFR. Easy 837 taxi to and hold short of runway 8 left via taxiway Kilo Romeo Juliet. Contact tower on 124.2 tree when ready.
Weird. I don't know. Just maybe it must be OBS then. It's just freaking out.
27 hold position. Caution the generic on the runway.
I'm not even on the runway, so...
Taxiing, hold short runway 8 left using taxiway Kilo Romeo Juliet Easy 837.
Lots
Position Rusty.
of ATC going on.
Rusty 2627, continue taxi.
I'm way ahead of you, darling. She's in a previous time zone.
Rusty 2627, please acknowledge.
Be like I'm married to her.
2627.
I need to change the color of these arrows. I chose green, but I could have had pink, I could have had blue. And I think the green is not a good color because it interferes with the taxi lights are green and it interferes with those. And I don't know, in general it just seems tricky to see it. So I'm going to change the color to blue perhaps. Even though it's not a bright blue, it's kind of like this one is, it's kind of a mellow pastel shade, let's call it. For want of a better term. So what are you having me doing here?
837 hold position, caution, other traffic.
Where's the box exactly? Because you've outlined a box here. Where do you want me?
Hold position, Easy 837.
I mean, she's going up and around this way now.
Easy 837, continue taxi.
Okay. I'll do it my way.
Roger, Easy 837.
look, that orange thing there, that's the external power for my plane. Get the fuel pumps off. I'll have to look back on this stream because it's certainly doing some weird stuff in OBS. Blah 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 blah, everything off, da 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 da, autopilot off. I think that's it. The engine's ticking away. Get some fresh air in. And it looks like we did have the fuel that we needed. I don't know how much is left. Will it tell us up here? Oh, 15. And we added 30%, didn't we, at the beginning? We had 3%, we added 30. We added, we filled it up to 30%, so yeah. We wouldn't have made it on the fuel that we had, that's for sure. No chance. But that's it. We, all the switches seem to be almost there. Yep. That's it. So all I need to do now is let Andy out. So if you don't mind, please putting your tables away. Stowing your tables. Picking up your bags. Okay. And please, what's the word? Not leave the aircraft. What's the correct word? I don't know. Get the hell out. Exit, maybe. Exit the aircraft in an orderly fashion. Yay. Well, I don't know. The frame rates are all over the place. Yeah, it's like the screen. For me, what I'm seeing on OBS is that the plane is where it is now, stood still, and the graphics just like, it's as if the image is rotating around and coming back to normal again. Maybe it's just some weird rendering bug in OBS. So, can we now... No, let's not go to developer mode. Too risky. I'm going to run MSI Afterburner. Check on the frame rates here. Because even after Sim Update 9, people are complaining about frame rates decreasing with the length of the flight. DirectX 9 cannot be hooked. Awesome. It's doing that, so it forces me to use developer mode. Is it going to crash the sim? Sounds like it has. Yay! You were never going to let me know the frame rates that we are having, were you? No. See, MSI Afterburner, I haven't been using it for a long time because I know it can be responsible for a lot of crashes in MSFS. And yeah, I think I'm going to uninstall it and find another way. I don't want to use the developer mode because it's way too risky. Oh, I know what I can do. The GeForce overlay can do it, can't it? GeForce Experience overlay can show it. Don't know whether it'll show up on the stream though, but yeah. Yeah, Afterburner, I've noticed that it was responsible. Like, I've been in flight before and then started MSI Afterburner, and it's just crashed not long after, you know. And within a period of time where I knew that, it caused it. Afterburner would run, I'd be flying, and then maybe 5-10 seconds later I get a crash. And I think there's no way that's it's more than a coincidence. So yeah, it does. It's a shame though, but at least it didn't crash until the flight was over and done with. At least we made it. But there you go, Andy. Shannon to Gatwick. It was a pretty good flight in a light aircraft. I'd like to find somewhere where we have some rain. I think there's a website called I think it's rainradar.com. You go on there and you find where there are rain spots around the world, and then take your aeroplane there and see if it's raining. Maybe have a go at that. Just little things to experiment with, when you're playing this game. If we go to Firefox there, is that the right window? Oh, it redirected me now. Okay, so forget that web address. Rainradar.net. Not .com. .com doesn't take you nowhere. Right, so while that's loading, this is what we're on. So, pretty sure there is a way to... Sure, I've seen that before. Right, so we've got past. How do we get this? I don't want past, I want present. Okay, now. And where's the zoom? Okay. Let me just change. No, trusted. Yep, all the scripts this page needs to run is fine. So, just looking for some rain hotspots. There's no zoom. I'm sure there used to be. I'm sure I've done this with a zoom before. Maybe not. Maybe it's just... So this is light rain. I'm actually looking for the yellows and the reds, really. Some heavier rain. Let's cross over. Flight sim's still loading up for some reason. So we got Canada. Oh, ooh, hello. Oh, okay, double clicking. There you go. So St. Louis. And that says Columbia. Okay. So if I drop in the plane, if I drop the plane in here, even if it's in mid-air, mid-flight. Okay, so Columbia. Let's have a look. So we'll go to the world map. And I don't know how to zoom out. Because you can't double right click. What if I just keep zooming in? Will it go back? Will it loop round? No! 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 This sucks. How can it not have a scrolling zoom? Oh, it's available on Google Play. Awesome, great. Not really what I'm after. Let's try again. Because I don't think I can pick out. Oh, maybe though. I was going to say, I don't think I can pick it out in the map on the sim. I don't know my American states. Okay, so there's... Right. So let me flick it over. And we've got... So I'm looking for that body of water there, which is there. Here. St. Louis, which is where it said, right? If we zoom into here, this is where the rain is apparently. Columbia Regional. So it's not saying rain there, but if I go here into more and filters, okay, there's precipitation. Looks like Kirksville. So that means if we flew north, would we be getting rain? What about Des Moines here? There we go. How to find rain in your flight. So it looks like we don't need rain radar. We just use we just use precipitation on here. So I can now actually just take the precipitation layer off and pick a parking area and close, and let's see if it's raining. Okay, Aquatic, have a good one, matey. Hope I didn't miss you by too much. You can go anywhere in the world, it says. I'm hearing some weird sounds. I think it must be FS Realistic. Yeah, turned it off. Sounded like it was constantly like buffeting wind kind of sound. Let's hope this loading isn't going to take too long. Well, that's your visibility, folks. Is it raining though? Okay, we're at the fuel box. It's not getting any drops on the windows. But I'll be honest, it doesn't look very good. Weather-wise, I mean. Doesn't look favorable. But it ain't raining. So that's not correlated with the map then. Maybe I should have gone with the actual rain radar map instead. I can make it rain obviously, but I mean, look at those clouds though. Shh. Yeah. Should we make it rain? I just like it when it rains. It's the effects are really good. just want the ground to be all wet and then go back to live weather. But we should have the correct sky but wet ground. There we go. So the temperature we have right now will depend on how quick this ground is going to dry up, I imagine. But I like seeing the raindrops on the window and seeing them streaking across, especially in flight. It just adds a little bit of an extra thrill, for want of a better word. Yeah, anyway. Alright guys, well, pity about the developer mode crashing the thing. But if what I showed you guys, if you have Flight Sim, if what I showed you, or if you're watching and you have Flight Sim, if it helps you with frame rates, all the better. This update available. Yeah, but it's an update to something I don't use, isn't it? It's something, yeah. Oh no. Wait a minute, what's not installed then? Ah, okay. I'm using a different Gatwick. I'm using the origami one. So I do have this then. I do have the Garmin installed. I thought I uninstalled it. Okay. Right, I'm going to update this, guys, and then that'll be it. I'm unsure whether to do an Elite Dangerous stream today. What day is it? Thursday? Friday? Idea. Friday. Is it too soon to do an Elite? Like, is it too close to Sunday? Or should we do one? Like a short one, maybe a couple of hours. Oh yeah. Yeah, like I've got the willpower to do a 2-hour live stream. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to end it, guys, because I don't want to leave you sitting on a black screen. So, okay, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. And if I do an Elite Dangerous stream soon, then I might do. Maybe one from 8 o'clock till 10 or 11 or something. But I think I might have a little snack on something first. Okay, take care. Thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for the company. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. Ta-ta. Adios. Ciao.